Hello, welcome to the show. Today we're here to talk about, what are we talking about today?
The State of the Union was last night.
A little bit about the State of the Union. We'll get into some yogic philosophy too, as always. So it was interesting. What did you think about the State of the Union, Katie?
I mean, I'm a political science major, so I'm super nerdy about it.
That's cool. That's good. That's why we have you here, to give us that perspective, the nerdy political science perspective.
So like the State of the Union, I have feelings about it in general. It's basically just like a big, huge pep talk for Congress. They always mention the same big pointers. Like
you mean unity. In general, no matter who the president is?
Right. Okay. In general, they bring, they always invite people to the gallery and have them sit in, and they'll tell a little blurb about their story and why they were invited, and it's kind of a pep talk.
Okay.
They're usually stories that are supposed to be inspirational.
Like uplifting type, okay.
Right, or they're a story that backs one of the measures that he's requesting Congress to unify in support of.
Okay.
So, and those can be controversial, but usually they just promote the idea of unity and...
Okay, yeah, and he talked about unity. That was kind of a theme last night. Mm-hmm. And that's a very yogic theme, too, this idea of unity. Yeah. The idea that all is one, you know, that separation is an illusion. I don't think Trump quite meant it that way, but he did say an interesting quote, which I thought I'd bring up, which he said, I think this was toward the beginning of the speech, he said, "Tonight I call upon all of us to set aside differences, to seek out common ground, and to summon the unity we need to deliver to the people." And I mean, those words just in and of themselves are, I mean, they strike me as sort of beautiful in a way, and definitely unifying type words.
Yeah.
And
the effect they'll have.
Well, we'll see, you know, and so what do we do with that? It's interesting because that call for unity is important, and in all issues it would be good if we could sort of seek out common ground.
And not be passive bystanders. Like, what do you do as a person at home when the president's asking for unity? What do you do? Like,
yeah, what can you do? Well, I mean, you know, any of us can do in our individual journeys, you know, of life is to work on it in our little community, with our family, work on being more unifying. And also when we see individuals on TV, like this president does sort of invite divisiveness. I mean, that's not a judgment, it's just sort of what happens, and he's calling for unity. So what can we do, you know, when maybe we disagree with our neighbor or other people in our families about political things? Can we try to seek out that common ground in our own lives and try to set aside our differences and unify? I think we can, you know, and that's maybe how we do it. We can't necessarily affect huge political change from our own backyards, but we can affect our individuals in our own communities and our own families, and that can have a big, widespread effect.
One thing I did want to note that you made me think of just now is the term politics.
Yeah.
It's kind of overused a little bit. We use it as like, I don't know, it has this divisive connotation.
In general, yeah.
Assume that politics, when speaking not just about government politics, but just politics, like maybe office politics or whatever.
Yeah.
We always think of divisiveness, and maybe we could change that. Maybe politics doesn't have to be something that's so...
Like, you think politics and religion, avoid talking about those things, and we're trying to put all those together. It's kind of interesting that that's sort of what we're doing on the show, at least from a certain perspective, bringing philosophy and politics, or yoga and politics together. We could have a whole other episode about whether yoga is a religion, which...
that would be interesting.
No, yeah, that would be an interesting topic.
It might be a longer video, though. Is it?
Is it? I mean, the short answer is no, from my perspective, but there's lots of different perspectives on that. I think it's more of a means to a tool, a set of tools that can help you in whatever your religion is, or if you don't have religion. You can be atheist and be a yogi. You can be Catholic, Christian, Muslim.
Yeah, but do they understand yoga, though? When the people that believe that it's a religion, do they understand it? I think that there are times when you think one thing, so maybe you think something political. So say you're a Democrat and you believe that a Republican is some certain way, but you don't actually know. In reality, you're ignorant, and that creates this divisiveness.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do a video on that.
Well, let us know. Comment. We wanted to talk about with Trump's State of the Union was, you know, on the one side he was talking about unity, which in a way is this beautiful thing, and then on the other side, he had a couple quotes. I had one written down, not word for word, but he said something about unmatched power is our greatest defense, and that the best way to deter a nuclear attack is by rebuilding our nuclear arsenal. So it's
essentially,
like power.
Yeah, essentially we would scare them into not attacking us, that they would be afraid of us, and that should be our normal, is that everybody's afraid of America.
Afraid of our power. So
yeah.
here's one way to think of it too, is that, so on the one hand, he's speaking about unity, and I believe he means it, and he's talking about unity really of the American people. But then when it comes to other cultures, there's this disjointedness where there is no unity.
Versus them.
It becomes us versus them. So my question to everybody out there, to Mr. Trump, to all of us on an individual level is, can we reconcile these two? I mean, if we're really seeking unity, seeking to find common ground, what did he say? Set aside our differences, try to summon that unity. Why wouldn't it apply across all borders and to everyone? And that it doesn't mean we don't
bring that back to DACA too. Like, set aside our differences. They're different, but are they? He called one thing he did say. He said that we're all dreamers.
Yeah. Yep.
So I get he's kind of contradicting
Americans
himself.
are dreamers too, is what he said. Americans are dreamers too.
So yeah. So
but that to me though also is sort of that about Americans. I think he's got it. We're all dreamers. We want unity, but then when it comes to non-Americans, there isn't. We have a hard time summoning this unity and finding this common ground and setting aside our differences.
But what makes you American, though? Is it that you were born here, or is it that you went through the process of becoming a citizen? That makes you an American? Because I know plenty of people who were born in America, and I would not call them Americans.
Oh yeah, in what way?
I mean, because you don't. I guess okay. So I'm just thinking.
Getting a little fired up.
I'm getting a little heated. Roll back, Katie.
Summon the unity. Let's find the common ground.
I'm thinking of those mass shootings. Those people were American citizens, but were they Americans?
Were they acting American at the time?
Yeah. But they were citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So what makes you an American?
That's a good question. Maybe we'll leave it at that. What makes you an American? What are your thoughts on the State of the Union address and about the topics that we talked about today? Let us know. Give us feedback, comments. We would like the show to be largely feedback driven. So tell us what you think, and we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching the Yoga Lawyer video.